Hello, thank you for joining me. You're watching Esther from Stampin' Star Creations. Today we're going to be using the Butterfly Gala stamp set and Incredible Like You to make a one-sheet wonder. Now, I'm not going to spend ages going through this because I've done a video on it already and I've got the details on my blog. So we're using an A4 sheet of paper for this one-sheet wonder. Going in with Smoky Slate, and I haven't got a design in mind before I start this particular design. I'm using the striped stamp and I've stamped off because I didn't want the grey to come through too strong. I wanted it to be more like a background image. So I decided to go for it and just stamp across my page. I don't worry, I've obviously got a bumpy surface under there. I don't worry too much about that because one, it adds texture, and two, it will get covered up anyway with more stamping. Next I'm going in with Highland Heather, and I decided to use the monarch looking butterfly, and I'm just stamping it at an angle, going up in a row and doing a few rows of the butterfly. Now, it doesn't matter that you're covering up the stripes, it is supposed to look like a print, so just keep going. Next I'm going in with Gorgeous Grape, which when I stamp it is quite a dark colour, so I decided to keep stamping off to create that ombre effect, so second and third generation stamping. I'm going in between the gaps of the big butterflies to create more of a pattern. I wanted to incorporate this circle stamp and I put it in the centre of the butterflies, but I didn't like the look of it. It just looked a bit too stark. So I decided to do the same method as I did before with the small butterflies and just give it an ombre look with second and third generation stamping. Next I go in with those spots, again with the Gorgeous Grape. Now I noticed that I didn't film a bit. I did add some leaves just across the stripes, which you might be able to see in the picture. So sorry that I missed putting that on. I felt like it still had something missing. It just lacked something. So I decided to go in with embossing powder, give it a good old rub over with the Embossing Buddy because I didn't want any marks on there. So going in with the Versamark, and again just filling in some more of those gaps. I didn't want it to take over the overall look, but I just wanted just a spark of metallic in there, just to have a bit more detail. And I'm using the same butterfly stamp because it is a line stamp, so not to have solid colour, but just to have a hint of silver going through the card. Don't forget to stamp the edges of your paper when you're doing a one-sheet wonder, and it just helps to look like a continuous print. A little bit tricky to emboss a whole sheet of A4, but I managed with this embossing tray, and then it's a bit like glitter, you could just shake it back on where you need it. So just in case you haven't seen the heat tool, this is the process. When you heat the embossing powder with the tool, it melts the powder and leaves you with this lovely metallic, I was going to say gooiness, that's probably the wrong word, a lovely metallic embossed butterfly. And there's a sheet when it's finished. I go ahead and chop the sheet up, so I'm cutting it in half A5 and then taking off 2 inches to create the bookmark. Then with the other sheet I'm cutting it at 3 inches. And this will be for the card. And then the rest of it you turn it around and then you roughly cut it in half at 2 15/16 and 2 7/8. So to create the bookmark I use the tag top punch, and then we're creating the sour cream pouch, and then I'll show you all the other bits towards the end. So one of the pieces are for the tag, and then the other bits are for the notebook and card. As I said, all the details I'll leave below in the description. So here are all the finished products. Here's the sour cream pouch, which I put a Tombow glue in. A tag, thankfully I had a little bit of this ribbon left over from Celebration, which was the perfect match. And I had enough for the bookmark as well. And then here's the final card that I made with all the different elements and the notebook that I covered. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching today. Do let me know if you've tried a one sheet wonder. They're great fun to do, and it's amazing how much you can get out of a sheet of A4. Please follow me at Stampin' Style Creations and give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and feel free to ask any questions. Thank you very much.